Hey everybody, Nick Blasier here with a cool idea that Mate had for us on his channel. He's the man behind many of the recorded matches out at the backgammon tournaments. If you want to get your stuff recorded so you can transcribe it at home or work with his transcription team to find out how you're playing at tournaments, he's always helping people out with that. Gotten really nice feedback from him, saving my students in the past too, so that's cool stuff. He just has a ton of backgammon videos as a result too. And he had a fun idea for us of having me do commentary for some of those, kind of like I've been doing on my channel with my own play and explain matches, things like that. I can get the XG feed in here for us too. So yeah, we've been talking about that, and we thought it'd be cool to get the matches he had that Sander played at the World Championship. So what you've got right here is I forget what round it is. I should have looked that up. Oh well. But it's Sander Lylloff playing against Arnoud Mattern, who we got to do an interview with. You might have seen him talk about his match with Sander in the run up where we did kind of a bunch of interviews with the people that he knocked off along the way. But yeah. Sounds like it was a really good match. I remember them talking about it coming down to the wire. Both had a chance to win, I think, in the final game of the match, pretty much. So it should be an exciting one. I've been wanting to see it ever since I kind of heard some of the stories from it. And Arnaud kind of coming back to the game, and excited to see how he does in this too. But yeah, before we get started, I just wanted to point out I've got like the ads on there. I'll bring the XG feed over that for the most of the video. But I've got a new book out. So if you're interested in learning my approach to adjusting to match play, go look it up on Amazon. You can get it there now. It's live. And I teach lessons, of course, too. So I always appreciate when people show up on my Facebook page asking about that. And always looking for more people on my YouTube page directly, too. I've got a lot of play and explain videos and things like that. So if you like my commentary, you can listen to me talk about my own games while I'm playing them, too. So go check that out. And without further ado, I think we'll get started here. I'm going to be doing the transcription while we play too. So I've got to make sure I can synchronize the start of everything too. Let's let's go. We're going to do this guy over here, and we're going to hit.
Oh, maybe Francois can watch.
Yeah, it's not streamed.
But later. Anyway, I hope we have a good match, my friend.
I'm sure we will.
And maybe after we can do an interview, we talk about old times.
The good old times, the good old days.
All right. And the winner buys dinner.
1000%.
All right.
I repeat the program of the day as if you are still either undefeated or second chance after this round, next one will start at 10 p.m. after the dinner break. And for the
You
losers,
guys can hear me okay over the
we will
announcements and
with
stuff in the
Blasier
playroom.
starting on
He finds the best play too.
7
Okay,
p.m.
very nice. 6-2 gonna make a great board point, of course.
Soon we will be making the
3-1.
draw
What
for
is he's gonna
the
make?
second
Improve
round
his
of
board.
Arnoud with 50
And
piece and
I'd be
second
thinking
round
about the
for
cube a little bit. Okay, a little bit
5
early.
p.m. Thank you.
5-5 is gonna lose the market. One, two. I think we want to enter deeper here in general. Why enter somewhere where we can be attacked? Looks like Sanders going to provoke instead, maybe to try to get a cube out of him. I'm not sure, but I think it's too good. Can't imagine when Sanders taking next roll down 23 pips in the race. And yeah, 28. So I think the difference in their plays last time might have been between standard double pass and whether or not Arnoud should play on. So he finds a way to make him play on. That's interesting. That could be very well be intentional, that he doesn't want him to cash it and wants him to have to try to continue, give him some chance to make some checker play errors. Interesting idea. 5-4. Well, I want to just be out of this game and passing as often as possible. I don't know if running really helps me with that, so maybe I just make a board point. Really, or I play, I guess we can't really, we'd love to be playing checkers down from the midpoint. I'm not sure. I guess just running could save the most gammons. This seems reasonable. Oh, they're all pretty close. Okay, okay. And still too good. So Arnaud's going to take a roll, and when he misses, then I think it's going to be pretty much over. Unless Sander rolls sixes or something massive to stay in the game. Threes is close, but I don't think it's enough race. Wants to come around, of course. Gonna pretend like he might have to play this out. Arnaud's gonna send a cube. I think it's gonna be a pretty easy pass, most likely. 16 pips in the race is just too much here. I hope you guys will still be able to hear. I turned the volume down on the media just to make sure that I'm not getting like drowned out by the dice in the room and everything like that. But I want you to be able to hear them when they talk and things like that too. I think that's interesting for the video. So I'll try to be quiet when I hear them starting to bring something into it. He's going to go ahead and pass. We're opening with a 3-1. Okay. Standard making a point roll. 3-1 response. Great reply. 2-1. Slight lace racing lead, so a little more. Well, I guess we're kind of down actually with the 3, but I'm still thinking split. I don't think the 6-5 distribution is worth all that much. And it's nice to pressure the stripped 8 point now. And he finds that play. Of course, the 2 down, of course. Very nice. 5s is going to open him up to a blitz. I think we're going to have a 4-point board for Arnaud. Oh, look at this. And 13-3 is actually better to just go for the race. That's very interesting. Not a lot of checkers in the zone to follow up with after this blitz when he enters, so somewhat understandable. That comes up quite a bit, actually. That just making the 3-point is actually a pretty strong play in the open. We're so used to going for the blitzing play. It's a standard second roll kind of response that we don't look at it for it as much. With a huge racing lead, maybe there's some pressure to split there, but no, he just finds, continues with checkers in the zone, and that's the best way to continue the blitzing game plan. Fair enough. 6-1, sure, it seems like it should make a board point. Feels very strong. And seems like there's some pressure here, but we're still way shy of a cube, okay, with not having moved the 24 point at all. 2-1 is an interesting shot. Gonna hit 2. Of course, not enough material in the zone to be really afraid, but a fan, it could end this game pretty easily. Arnoud playing really sharp so far. Okay, he's going to send a cube here. And what does Sander want to do with this? Does he have enough counterplay with 2 in the air against a 4-point board? I wouldn't think so. I think the gammons are way too high here. Find out what XG has to say, and it's actually kind of close. Okay. But yeah, you can feel the something like 44% neighborhood for gammons, quite a few. But of course, this 3 prime that he's working on here could cause Arnaud some problems. Really, I think it's just another checker to pick up, and entering on the 4-point quick enough could generate an anchor and some counterplay as well. So, I'm sure Sander feels like he can win this quite a bit too, but he's going to find the pass. Okay. Three. We're going to do our standard split. Fives is going to go for a blitz again. And this 2-point lead, I don't know how much we're going to adjust here, but this is a standard double pass reference for money. In this long of a match, I think you can just let it go still too. And look at this, it actually shifts to a .0 so 1-7 take, or borderline, but Sander going to let it go. Understandable. Seems quite reasonable. 3-1, make another point, and 1 at a time so far for Arnaud, right? Yeah. 4-2 gonna make a board point, very nice. 3-3. This is gonna have to play offensively, definitely down to the 10, and yeah, do we make the 3-point along with it, or the bar point for the solid 4 prime? I guess the checkers on the 6 don't want to go to the 3 so bad, so maybe the 7's better somehow. Feels like it develops a little more naturally. Our opponent's going to be scared to split either way, but this is pretty tricky. Yeah, quite close. Understandable play. It's just, it's hard to see what you're going to make next roll after this one, I think, is kind of part of the issue when you make the 10 and the 3. 4-3 against so many in the zone and outboarded. He doesn't want to split down in the race as well. I think that makes a lot of sense. Good XG likes there too. Oh, and it's pretty close. Okay. I liked his idea. Strategically, it seems right. 6-6, okay. Game wasn't over yet, now it is. Yeah, what's the best way to finish this, though? We should be coming up to a cube, maybe even playing on too good, I don't know. I think escaping the back checker seems huge, making the 4-point for the barrel as well. Yeah, I like that play. Look at that, you can actually make the 7 with it like you thought about doing, too. Very interesting. Make sure our opponent can't roll a super joker like 6s. This could have something to do with the cube and how often we get to being able to send it next roll. The ace might not be enough to keep him in the game anyway. Very interesting technicality there. Decided that he's just going to clean up. Can't afford to split into this. Okay. Yeah, I don't see Sander playing this game out. Does Arnaud want to think about being too good, though? He might have some confusing rolls here, trouble getting off the bar point anchor, so it's not crystal clear to me. But it is very close to too good. Okay. So reasonable to think about it. He's going to go ahead and send, and we'll expect Sander to find another pass here. Interesting start to, well, I don't know. I don't have to spoil it. Sander won the tournament, so if you don't know that already,
I've been rolling all week.
maybe you'd be less excited to watch this.
I was rolling the same way all week.
I have to roll good on the big cubes. Oh, look at
Players
this
commenting on the
with
luck a little bit there.
Pablo Escobar with 7 phones.
Something funny is going on here.
4-2. Okay, we got a decision here. I guess entering on the 21 feels nice as it isn't directly pressured by the builder. Where can the 2 go? Down with the 2 seems fine. I think there's some 6 duplication. This is confusing, though. I guess we could also enter on the 2 and step up to the 20. Feels like a reasonable idea. I think
Yeah,
I prefer
81
this
does
split
hair.
less than the other, but okay. Sander finds the best play there. They're all A lot of close options there. It's a
Cube
tricky
again.
one. Nice to hear the players chatting with each other during the match too. Passes on the opportunity to anchor against another anchor. That does tend to be more important. Yeah, interesting. And do we need a board point here? Yeah, to understack the 5, I'd rather not have a stripped midpoint. It feels like developing the 6 is quite nice and natural here. But yeah, a little hesitant to play behind the anchor, I guess, is kind of part of it. Interesting. And does he fan on the 2-point board? Wow, not too good. 6-3. No cube yet, still needing to escape, but here's a great time to leap from the 22. Yeah, I like that play. 5-4, what can this do? Can enter deep for a little more contact and hit or play down, I guess. I don't see a good 4 if we enter high, and I don't see anything better to do than hit for the tempo. Why not? 4-4, okay. Is this gonna make a point or point on head? I guess it's 3 down. Maybe 13-9 is one of them no matter what. Yeah, putting our opponent on the roof just feels like quite strong here. Why not? 5-3, enters and covers, okay. Pretty natural, and still I think Arnoud has plenty of game here, plenty of contact value, even with the third checker back, but it's sitting on the anchor so it's not at risk of being attacked anymore. 5-3. Should look at the cube there and make sure. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, still shy of a cube. And then he has the 5-3 to play, and he's going to come out and clean up, which I think is a small mistake we saw. He should just run, take the opportunity. That's a tricky one to find there. Curious to go look at that more, too. 6-3, sure. Why not just start some points? It seems quite reasonable. Now he's pausing to think about it. He's got a huge racing lead. Does seem like reasonable cube territory. 3 is going to clean up and break a point behind is the only safe play we have. Maybe we can afford to play a little looser than that. I don't know. But 6-5. Opponent doesn't have a board yet and has Blotson board, which is why I kind of feel like that. But okay. 6-5 is just going to get a checker mobilized and come around. That seems reasonable. No points to make. And Sander going to consider the cube here again. We're super close, but with 5 on the midpoint, it's fairly typical that we don't have a cube yet. Not a lot of market loss. Once we have 4 up here, then we can roll sets to clear safely and lose our market that way. Pretty break-even decision. Kind of fine either way. Going to go ahead and get it in time, probably using a bit of a score adjustment there. Just thinking he doesn't want to lose his market, and I think there is some adjustment happening at the
Doesn't
score.
look too scary.
But not a lot in these kind of positions.
And now?
Now I'm scared.
Yeah, can't afford to strip the midpoint here even to make those board points. The plan is not contact, so he should just play one off the mid and kind of get to allowing his sets to clear. Talks about 2 is gonna... What is... Oh, the 5's gonna start another point, and then he's gonna play the 2 down. Interesting, instead of making a board point. I guess he's not getting the shot yet, so fair enough. 2-1, yeah, what better can we do than make the 3? 6-4 is going to make all the points.
You're
Win the race.
Okay.
You're playing something, huh?
Winning the race is indeed a strong plan here. Just playing home quietly, trying to clear everything evenly for Sander with a huge racing lead. Arnaud is just trying to continue building his board. No gammons at risk. Race efficiency not super important here. So I might have just made the point there, but can't be far off. 6-4, probably just clearing from the rear here.
It's okay, I'm not gonna run out of time, but I appreciate the gentlemanly gesture of it.
Yeah, I need the time. I need all the time.
Oh, this is gonna happen.
Just to make it exciting a little bit.
Yeah, a little. Get the heart rate up.
Yeah.
It would be fun if they do heart rate. Doesn't feel quite fair if I miss. Roll the 2, I'll do it.
Forced to leave a shot with that 6-2, trying to dodge it. Arnaud gonna miss, okay. Just run around, save for a little more contact, fair enough. 4-1 can pick and pass, I guess. Does that actually help with the contact? It saves some big sets. It seems reasonable here, but the other option is just to come in and take a checker off, something like this. And look at that. It is better to just not have the contact and potentially lose the game. Oh. By quite a bit. Understandable mistake again, I think, for Sander for me.
Alright, I'll try staying out one time.
Ooh, 5's going to clear a lot of the contact. Alright, not a lot of gammons here. Sander looking to get 2 back. Okay.
Alright, now I know I can do it.
See how you just gave me 4 easy ones, you know?
Alright, right now we are making the
Now I know
draw
it's
for the
possible.
second round of the doubles.
Oh, before you were
Testing the water.
there was no
Experimenting.
There was no faith.
No.
Like,
I
damn.
know I can do that.
I don't have, you know, and then ooh,
He can miss also.
I opened the door.
Alright, gonna hit and down with it. Interesting. Splitting seems kind of nice there, but can't be too far off. 5-2, gonna hit from the roof. Nice shot for Arnaud. 3-2, likely gonna cover the 11, I think. I don't know why I want to leave that plot hanging around. Might as well have an offensive point. We're not under so much pressure that we need to make the 22 points so urgently, and having another checker back would not be much fun. 4-1 probably makes the 9 as best it can do. I don't see what else there is. Checker on the bar point frozen. 2-1 looks like an anchor. Sure. I guess the other option is to step up to the 20 and not kind of voluntarily prime ourselves. It's going to take a look at it, but yeah, okay. 3-2. Just going to make an anchor as well. And so Arnaud with a small lead in this game now, too. 6-2 makes the 5 point. Yeah. When in doubt. I don't see anything else we can do there, but he's under some pressure to get the back checkers moving here. Out of time on the front with that stripped midpoint. Still has a super stack on the 6 as well, which I think is why he hesitated to make the 5. It's hard to develop from there. 4-1, is it worth volunteering a shot to make the 5 point when we're ahead in the race and have better checkers back? Probably not. What else can we do, though? Split our anchor and be attacked. Maybe for lack of options, I still do that. But I guess 13-8 almost seems like the only play B. So that does make making the 5 point look a lot more attractive. And yeah, he's going to take a look at it. Just game plan says we don't want to be hit, don't want to unprime our opponent, all these things when they're out of timing. But yeah, it just looks like we don't get enough out of sticking to it, and the 5 point is going to be such a nice long-term asset. Good find by Arnaud. 4-1 for Sander. What can this do? This, the 4 appears to play either behind or 11-7, something like this. I don't think we're going to stack up on the 6 being down in the race, so maybe it's just 11-7 and 6-5, something like this. Yeah, looks quite reasonable. It's hard to do anything else just when you're down in the race and kind of out-positioned and everything. You got to catch up somewhere. Need some purity. You can invite your opponent off their anchor. It won't go too bad when you get hit, given that they have a 2-point board and you have an anchor yourself already. But you really need to do something to kind of, yeah, improve your position here, and this makes an attempt at that, so I like that play. It's a 2-1. Okay. Yeah, pretty natural play there, just to make the priming points, and has a pretty strong lead in this game. Maybe he can think about a cube, depending on this next sequence. This is not great for Sander. What do we need to do? We'd really like some mobility with our back checker on the 24. We don't have time to play the goalkeeper. Yeah, the natural thing, we just see we can make the 4 points. So maybe that, I mean, it's a nice piece of structure, and our opponent's afraid to come off their anchor. Maybe that's the best we can do with it. Sure enough, stepping up to the 21 is reasonable too, but not a lot we can do to not leave a shot in that position either is very interesting. 4 was blocked, and 3's playing to the 4 regardless. 6-4. What can this do? This is going to be stuck, yeah, down and behind, keeping the prime. I enjoy that play. Quite reasonable. 6-4 is going to miss, and I think now I don't see anything better than just having another board point, being ready to attack when our opponent leaves their anchor. In these mutual holding games, constructing your board is quite important to be ready, because at some point contact is going to occur in this game. It seems like most of the time. So you want your board ready for when you get to that moment. 6-1 looks like it just breaks the 8. What else can we do with this? Oh, look at this. We can point on the ace. Oh, of course. Of course. It's a much better play. I didn't see it at first. Yeah, so we get a little bit of attacking. Not that thrilled to be pointing on the ace. It scoots the checker forward, I guess, reduces contact. But Sander kind of wants to be up to find mobility anyway. So just stepping up to the edge and presuming all your pips on the front side makes a lot of sense to me. I don't really want to waste 6-5 or 5-4. 4-4 is... Yeah, it's always tempting to point on head, but is that really the way we get this game going? Home? Maybe we just need to advance the 22 to start. I think having the bar point seems better.
Everything is okay.
Yeah, I think 13-9. I really like this, blocking the anchor, lots of mobility on the front. I mean, just playing for the race. I'm not sure my opponent can take almost like very often after I make the 18-9.
You have to roll it twice.
Yeah.
Then you can do everything.
They're right though. It's
If I do this, you roll 2-1. Then you're probably gonna take. Take this. You roll a 6, maybe you take. It's tough.
oh dang it! I've got the players backward. And it's Sander on top. This whole time I thought it was Sander on bottom and Arnaud on top. I think I just figured out what's going on here. We need labels. Oh my goodness. I'll have to add that to the layer. I'll probably break this into parts. I'll have to find a way to swap the names in my file too so your summary isn't confusing. But Sander over here, Arnaud over here apparently. So Sander playing quite well. Yeah, it was surprising to see him kind of with this kind of PR. Okay. I wonder if I can change that while we're doing this. Change players.
was play.
Oh,
Oh, it made them both Arnoud for some
Both.
reason. Fantastic. Yeah, it didn't do anything. 6-1, interesting.
be the
So yeah,
six.
Sander worried if he's going to take after making his priming play. He can hop out. Yeah, no other 6, okay. You would like to advance and make the 21. Can't split there, and now does he have enough contact to still take this? Quite interesting. Yeah, why not and save all our pips again? Kind of like this. And now Sanders got to figure out if he even has a cube here. The 7s seem like market losers. Oh, but that's not true. That's not true. Okay, okay. Wow, this is quite early. This is a bit of a scary prime position with the prime in front of that anchor, but really this is just a holding game, and Sanders still needs to escape the 18. He still needs to make the 4 points to not have too good a contact, and he has 2 checkers dead on the ace already. So it's quite difficult, but I think after the speech he gave after the last play about whether or not Arnaud is going to be able to take, depending on the sequence here, I don't know. Maybe he really believes it's a pass. Maybe he just thinks that's going to help Arnaud pass. I'm not sure.
hard to count the pip.
This is Gus Hansen. Take.
And he's going to correctly take,
We'll take
okay.
it too.
Punish the early cube. Sanders says he'd take Q, okay. 3-1 doesn't do much. Not the roll he was looking for. What can we do? Can we just play behind and wait a roll? That seems best here. We certainly can't volunteer against a 4-point board. I don't think so anyway. I guess maybe before we destroy our position. There's some merit to that, but there is quite a bit of risk that we could lose our prime at some point while we're trying to come around safely. Cleaning up a blot seems fine for Arnaud here. 5-1. Just sort of naturally collapses the prime while making the board. Seems like a nice play. But actually we should just leave and keep the prime. Oh, that's super interesting. Okay, okay. That makes a lot of sense. I was just talking about that last roll. I don't know if I'd have the courage to make that play anyway, but really interesting one. 6-4. What can Arnaud do with this? I don't think he can leave the anchor at this point. Wait, is he even allowed to? No, this is nearly... No, it's not forced. Okay, so it's either 22-12 or 13-3. Both of those are awful. I think I'm keeping the anchor. Oof, I lose some gammons when I get hit in the outfield or when I get pointed on. It feels like yeah. That seems to be the difference. Finds the best play there. Alright, 6 is going to hit, and then the 4 can come around or continue to the 8 for a builder. Either way seems fine.
Forced move.
Forced play there.
This one I played fantastic.
5-3. Do we need to do anything other than just clean up now? I don't think so. Could volunteer in the outfield with 2 blots in board. That's a reasonable idea, but does it actually gain much flexibility? I don't think so. We're stacking up the 9-pointer, stacking up the 6. Maybe we want to keep the 9 as a blocking point. I guess it's a little bit interesting. But hitting loose seems like an overplay. We will win some more gammons out of it, but we can still lose this game. So rather be more careful than that. But actually the numbers look like they're pretty okay for that play at a normal score. And maybe the 2-point lead is even impacting things, or cube access, something like this. What is that? 9 minus 5 is 4. Yeah, okay. It should still be favored at normal scores, yeah. But reasonable idea to go for the attack. Okay.
You're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Ooh, almost reset the position incorrectly. Looking at the attack option. Okay, okay. And eventually
of me,
finds
huh?
best play as Sander off.
Not greedy. I was scared of that.
4-1 can make
I
all the
was
board.
completely like, oh, Arnoud is
I
going to
think-
roll a 4-1,
Of course.
and then he will close, and then I stay out, and he's going to give me 4 cube like this, and I have no idea what I'm going to do. You
That's the
know?
only way I can win.
And I want to take, but
4 cube, 8 cube. That's the only way I can win.
not the only way, my friend. But
The easiest way.
Oh, nice. This is going to advance the anchor without breaking the board. I think we got to do this. Close off the 22.
Al-Daftari, Ali.
Oh, I might have got the player names fixed. That's hilarious. I had to make a move last time to get there. Yeah, considering breaking the board to keep the deeper contact, but the perfect board is just worth a lot more. I really, yeah, now when he gets a hit, it's not gonna be worth as much. Twos, oh, very interesting. This was getting hit either way. He is going to be disappointed, but now it's against the 5-point board too. So the twos are gonna. Solid question. Yeah, I think bringing 2 in. Okay, reasonable. Yeah, why not just get closer to bearing off? 9 to 5 was my instinct as well, but I'm not sure. Maybe plus plus likes that better. No sixes. So the 3's gonna play in. 3-2 is gonna lift the blot on the 6, sure, instead of breaking our board further. 4-2, any problems yet? No, he can just play 2 off the 6, but still a little trouble clearing that 9-point. Arnoud just needs a nice mobile number, or 6-6 to stay frozen. It's actually not too bad there, I don't think. 3-5 is going to clear safely. Okay, great shot for Sander. 6-3. Sweet. I have the player names corrected. I don't know why I just assumed Sander would be on bottom. 4-2. 2 off, okay. 4-3 is just going to come around and into the board, why not? I guess we could think about saving a 6 so we don't have to get chased off our anchor, but I think better to just save the pips. 2-2. Let's see, if we're... I think we want to start to clear the 6 and 1 off. Makes a lot of sense to me. We can't do anything about the 5. We could just clear the 6, but making a stack of 7 never seems like the right idea. I don't think the aggressive bear-off play is going to make a lot of sense either. But it could. We could take 3 checkers off, sure. Okay. Yeah, quite close actually, too. And 5-4 is going to have to run one or else break the board more. So he chooses to run. I like that decision. 6-4. 5-1. Not sure what 4-3 was about, but why not? Maybe feels like it covers more. 5-1 can, yeah, just take a checker off in addition to clearing a point instead of staying odd on the outside. Should play a little more smooth. 3-2. Yeah, this looks like the best distribution. We can't hold our 6-point board anymore after making it anyway, so Like that move, Sander finds another safe roll, and so I think Arnaud's time of hanging around is going to be up. Just needs to run around and save the gammon now, which should be reasonably easy. Alright, and Arnaud gonna resign a gammon there, or sorry, a single game. Cool. Five, 4 with a trail in the match. Arnaud is going to go for the 2-down play. Sure, must be reasonable. I'm not sure we actually adjusted the score, but yeah, okay. XG likes it too. Nice. 6-3 is just going to run past, I presume, with that much ammunition. I don't think we want to provoke and stay split there in front of him. Pretty close, though. 2-1 is going to hit instead of making the bar point. Yeah, okay. Seems like more of an advantage for sure, and awkward distribution when we make the bar point. Sander making another bid at freedom. No 2s hitting anymore, it doesn't look like. So 3-1 going to make a nice board point. Okay. And now Arnaud with a small race lead and a better board. Okay, but 6-2 is going to fix all that. But had some pressure on that single checker back for a bit there. 2-1. This can enter with a 2 and hit with the 1. Why not? That looks pretty strong. Comes around the bend and tries to race against 3 back. That makes a lot of sense, I think. 1-1. This can make the bar point or the 4 point, it looks like. If we make the bar point, it allows us to play 24 to 23 with it or improve our distribution. My guess is that the rack is just a little stronger here, but it does temporarily prime that back checker, so I'm not sure. That's tricky. They're both very strong. I considered bar point in 24 to 23 with it too, but I think the little bit of offensive distribution, it's not much of an improvement right now to have that anchor. Don't fault this find either. Looks like a very strong play as well. But these checkers are like so front loaded, you really want to spend them making the 4 point like that instead of spread out, and only deuces and aces can do that now. This can anchor if he wants to, but he's still down in the race a little bit, so maybe it's a little better to just attack. We could just play 8-2 with 2 of them. We have 10 in the zone. But we're so brittle otherwise that maybe making the bar point is best. Yeah. I kind of like this play the longer I look at it. Okay. This is most flexible. Sure. Good instincts from Arnaud there. And we have the 4 prime in the back checker where we want it, so in all those kinds of situations, turning this into a blitz that almost makes that back checker more mobile. Why would we want to do that? It's going to play it into our opponent's game plan in a way. Yeah, this with a split is actually kind of an interesting play I was starting to think about. But I think, again, it's just like we're not really, the 8 point is kind of better right now than the 2 point. So why do we want to give it up? But he's going to go for the attack. What does Sander say about it? Interesting. Ace is in. Do we really need a tempo to hit? We could switch. He sees that he's going to spend the 11 to 10 either way, huh? Yeah. Switch seems nice. Why not? Five, 5. Ooh, that's a beauty. That's going to hit. And then is it going to hit loose on the ace? It doesn't need to. Maybe we could just play 23 to 13 and get like maximum mobility that way. Oh, it can just play around all the way to the 5 as well. Okay, both strong options. I guess the big issue here, we're winning the race now, so my first instinct was, do I have to hit on the ace somehow? But it's that checker's primed already. We're ahead in the race. It's don't need to blitz,
What did I roll
so
last time?
just not really called for.
What did I roll last time?
5-5 fans. And now what is this? He still has 2 checkers back. He's down in the match score. Is there any way that this is too good? Looks like a clear cube. Like we must be thinking about the too good side of it. When is Sander taking? I can't imagine
Obviously, I'm
either,
not
so I
taking.
kind of like taking a roll. Yeah, it's pretty close
I know
though.
you're not that crazy.
Wow,
I just sort of wanted
very close. Sanders says he wanted to take. Maybe 7 to 6 is a little better for distribution there. Yeah. 4-5. Enters 1. And now Sander makes the 4 point. He's got game, but there's a few too many gammons to not try to play this out. I think too good still makes a lot of sense. Got to continue the attack, of course, and then a little bit of mobility at the 2. Yeah, sure. I like that. 13 to 11 you can even go for and go all in on the blitz. Okay. And it worked, so we're going to continue. 5-2, regretting not playing 13 to 11 now. I don't think we can clean blots up or anything like this now, so 2 down seems reasonable. 22 out to wherever it goes. 15 also. I think I prefer coming out to the 15. Okay, that's quite a bit behind. 23 to 16 is actually better too. Yeah, these are tricky to me. It's very difficult to balance the
I don't know.
mobility
like,
idea
I
with
don't
the
know
back
these
checkers and more ammunition, you know? But, yeah.
You gotta try something bold.
Arnoud worried that he doesn't have the right idea, but he's sharper than me there. 3-1. It could make the 3 point. I don't see any reason to do that instead, though, unless we're out of aces. Doesn't give up 4s and things like that, too. Yeah, this seems most reasonable. We want to keep our back checkers split for mobility, I think. Oh, 3-3. What a shot. And now Arnaud has nothing. No longer too good. One's
Usually
going to
it's
enter,
gotta-
and does it
What?
need to
Gotta-
clean up, or
gotta-
does it
no
need to
money.
go for
What's
mobility?
Gala mean?
Like stay out. Tense.
Oh, yeah.
Usually.
Sure, yeah, I was surprised.
The
I
classic
was
one.
like, I'm like, for sure it's going to be a fan, and should I know? But this,
Wow, look at that. I wanted to give him a chance to talk, but yeah, cleaning up 7 to 4 is like the least mobile, still leaves shots around, and really creates large timing risks, so we just can't afford to play that way there. Need to come down. If we're going to play safe, in quotes, then we want to come down with the 10, but stepping up an option there too. Yeah, the 10 is the best. Interesting. Really just hang back there and prioritize mobility. 4-2, what is this going to do? 2 down is a million fly shots, so do we do a little bit better to hit or slot the bar somehow? I'm not sure. Oh, we can just clear the 8 and play for safety and try not to get hit for a roll. Our opponent already has 6s out, so I don't feel like we're giving up too much, but it is a piece of structure. This is tricky. Wow, it's 5-2, 3-4 with 2 down, 5-4, 3-6. It's a lot of numbers. It's still 6-2, 6-4, 4-4. Oof, maybe just slotting with 1 could be better than. This is a very difficult play. And of course the instinctual play is the right one. Less shots than a double shot. But he finds to just clear a point instead, give a piece of structure up. I understand that, just how many shots we're leaving. But it gives our opponent a little bit too much mobility. A sizable checker mistake there. One of the first ones we've seen from Sander. 5-1, and Arnaud is going to keep getting dilemmas here. Feels like the natural thing to do would be like 13-8 and anchor up, but I think again dominating this position so much, maybe we need to play for mobility from the back and just leave a double shot in the outfield now. I think I'm probably playing 23-18 in something. Okay, I'm off again. What do I know? Now his board is threatening enough back there? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what the idea on that one is. But I would probably overplay that and just try to escape the back checkers and make sure I don't get primed or something silly like this. Also control the outfield a little bit on a shot like this. But this would be pointing on the ace if we had a flop there, so I'm not sure. 5-3. He's worried about hitting against this board, but I think it's a good time to go for it. Not so many returns from the bar. At least we get returns on board when they happen. 13 to 10 for a builder is a little better. Interesting. Oh. Misses a cube opportunity there now, finally. Okay. This is a match score thing for sure, I think. Or maybe volatility mostly. That's an interesting spot. Tough one to find. Tough one to stop and think about. 6-4, I don't think he's going to have anything anymore now. Just had the entering aces and threes that hit loose. Could win the game. Could be a big swing on that. And Sanders seeming to turn this around. Okay. I think we're going to enter high and start a point, and still has huge chances of just winning the race on this game if we can get things mobile. Not under too much pressure from Sander yet, so I'm curious what his winning chances are after this. Okay, they're pretty bad because he just has to get 3 checkers around. Is this enough for Sander to cube though? I still don't think so. The re-cubes are kind of nasty. 4-3, a little bit better. 5-3. And it looks like maybe he did miss a cube there too. We'll get back to that. 5-3 can make the bar point. I think that's quite valuable. 5s are hopping out right now, and instead they'll break the board on some of them. So I would be happy to leave those fly shots for such a nice asset. Really taking his time to think about it and make sure he's not giving up too much in 3-5 and 6-2. 5-1. Let's check on that cube on last roll too. Yeah, he did have a small one. Okay. 5-1 cracks. Got his wish. And 4-3, and so we should certainly have a cube after this big of an improvement. And maybe the question is more about the take or pass here for Arnaud now. I don't think it's too good with the open 5-point or anything like that. What is our best ace? Just 4-3 seems fine. Why do I want to burn another checker? Maybe we can remake the 6. XG doesn't care because he's given up. But he finds the best play. Okay. And we're awful close to too good, actually, after this. After the board cracks too, the structure improves, all these things. We'll see if Sander can figure out which side of this too good decision he's on. Tricky one. Claim it. Good decision. We'll see if Arnaud can find the pass here. I guess he can see some work to do for his opponent. If you get too focused on the blue checkers in this position, you might think, my opponent still has work to do to bring this home, and overlook the fact that you've crashed your board, and even when you hit the shot, you're in trouble. He might also be aware of the race and think, if I can just escape, then I'm doing well there. But that's a tall order with 3 backs so deep without rooting the race some more, so he's going to find the pass. Okay. Nice job by him. And yeah, I got the summary right now too. How do you like that?
Greed was punished one more time.
Well, it's sick double freeze.
Continuing 2 down.
Same like last one.
Oh yeah, same opening.
You need a different result.
4-3, a little better this time. Oh, he's gonna hit again. Interesting. I guess he could just make the 5-point, but that seems reasonable as well. Oh, okay, a blunder. I wouldn't even thought of it. Yeah, it just looks so strippy after this play. And he rolls like a 3-6 from the bar, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta remember to transcribe sometimes here too. 3 in, 1 hits. 3 what? 3-3. Ooh, beautiful shot. Yeah, well, we're gonna hit both and then decide probably have a better point in the 5-point. 3-6 is gonna hit
Half
1
as
back.
Too early for me to ship the biscuit.
5. Interesting discussion there. enter and hit again, try to keep the attack going. With so few in the zone and so many back, yeah, just bringing material in a little bit better. Interesting, 2-5, okay. Both have 3 back. Sander with a boardage advantage, but still kind of quite a bit of game from here. Don't think he has a cube yet, but he's thinking about it. 4-2. Well, he's going to hit again. Interesting. He could just make the 4-point. That seems pretty strong, too. But he can hit twice and hit 3 to ace and maybe buy some extra tempo, a little bit of safety. I'm not sure. That's an interesting one. He's got a lot of options with the hit if he goes for it, but just making the 4-point is quite strong. With so few checkers in the zone, he's using them all like maximum efficiency. This is a small opportunity there. And now he wants to think about the cube here again, taking a picture of it. Okay. He's got a ton of checkers back and a better board, slightly down in the race. Yeah, it looks like a long game. It's hard to have too much threat with only 6 in the zone, and I think that's a big problem with the play he found, not just making a better point with only 7 in the zone. What can this do? I mean, if he's thinking about hitting loose on the deuce again, I think he's missing how difficult it is to attack from there. Yeah, I like something like this, sure. We could make the 21 point and just have that forever. But I guess it's, you know, getting checkers in the zone to have a little bit more to threaten here seems very strong too. Yeah, both are quite close, okay. So as we often do in backgammon, he's going to deliberate between 2 great plays. Spend the most time here. All right, goes with the anchor. Great find. 1-6 is going to give at least the ace point for Arnaud for the end, so he's going to have a lot of game for a while now. 3-1 doesn't do much. I think it brings a checker in the zone. I don't think we're worried about being hit in the outfield, since our opponent would have to give up their midpoint with 4 back to hit it. So yeah, I go for something mobile like this. 3-2 can make the deepest back game. I don't think so. I think we got to make, yeah, the 22 a higher anchor here. The race is still close, so even though you have an option for 2 anchors, this clearly isn't a back game ideally. A lot needs to happen for that to be the case. Just making the 7-point looks really strong. Another nice offensive point for Sander. Double 2s. Well, this is awkward. We don't really have a lot of room for the 2s. Maybe both are coming from the back. And then 13 to 11? Is that the least destructive we can do from it with it? Ugh. 13 to 9 to block that 21 point. Okay. Feels very difficult to separate so much from the midpoint, but at least that point's doing something or interacting with the back checkers. So, yeah. I can see some logic to it. I'd have difficulty finding that one. Very close. And now Sander wants to think about the cube, but still down in the race. Positionally, he's a lot better. I don't see the market loss exactly, though. 5s is going to make a nice blocking point for sure. And then just come around to the 5, maybe? Oh, come out for mobility. Yeah, okay. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I might have missed that one, though. 4-2. Makes an offensive point. And Sander having to think again. Still feels playable for Arnaud, like there's work to do, but maybe with no outfield presence somehow, it's good. He just finds a solid cube. With a lot of gammons with 4 back, too. Not sure I would have estimated those so high, but Sander knows that there's a lot of threat of that and needs to get the cube in time. Arnaud at the score was still an easy take, but for money I think it's getting close to almost passable too, so this is probably a difficult one to sort out and adjust appropriately over the board, if you understand how threatening of a position this is. See what Arnaud wants to do with it. Cover some, not a score that comes up in my book, but I took a little bit about how to get to it. And a lot of times it's just, you know, I guess the take side of this is just that the recubes are more powerful. which I do talk about a little bit. Um, that it's unlikely to come back too soon, things like that. So you adjust that lay a little bit. This match deeper to a take here for sure, but not by a lot. It's not like our adjustments that happen close to match end. 4-3 is probably just going to play safe. I'm not sure I want to give up 2 blocking points and give my opponent so much to do here. I don't really see enough gain in that. I'm not worried about my opponent making the 21 as well as the 22. I think I'm just trying to bring this around somehow. Yeah, and stepping up is an option as well. Okay, reasonable. But he finds the best play again. Double fives. Okay, this is going to make the race close, so I think we need mobility really bad. So I think 21 to 11 feels like part of it. And then what better can we do other than attack on the ace and try to buy some time? Making the 3 is the better point, but we give up the 8 to do it. So I'm not sure about that. 4-3.
That's not nice.
Send it back.
That's not nice. That's not
Where it belongs.
Ooh, and he hits. Enters and hits. This is a very nice shot. A little bit of play for Arnoud here. What's the 4 gonna do? Not anything he wants to do. How do we minimize shots and things like this? Maybe giving up the 16 is the best. I guess 2s aren't that productive anyway, but I don't want to give a double shot by playing 8 to 4 and also put my opponent at the edge with tempo. 6 to 1 just feels very destructive. So this is tricky. I also don't want to put my checker on the 9, allowing my opponent to escape with 6s with tempo. But I guess 6s are really good either way, so there's an argument for that. But yeah, my opponent, my instinct would be that the 16 point is the thing to go here. And yeah, they are pretty close. Look at this, 6 to 2, very close, just to like not give something up and volunteer. Confusing position. I understand why he's spending a lot of time on it for sure. None of the plays seem particularly desirable. Those ones can be the most difficult. I do think I'm going to go another 30 minutes into this match and break it into 2. This is a 3-hour match, so I'll break it into 2 videos to give a little bit shorter of a watch or a breaking point.
I was thinking of it.
Oh, me too.
I was
That's
thinking
why it
like,
comes.
how would I play?
That's the magic. What's the word? What do they call it? Trans something?
Yeah.
It's more like telepathy.
This is difficult. The 5 point seems pretty strong.
It's like telepathy. No, it starts from 34, my friend.
The tempo of 6 to 2 did not show up on my radar. Getting the mobility out of the 21, making sure our opponent doesn't block our 4 checkers in better. We're really just looking to give up the 22 when we make that play. But it's a candidate for sure. And look at that, it's actually slightly better. I'm not... Yeah, I guess just buying a little more time to hit the checker on our 9 points is part of the merit of the 6 to 2, making sure our opponent doesn't improve more in front of us. But we do have a better board too, sure. It just feels weird to attack when we have so many checkers back. Nice find from Arnoud. No mistakes available, but he does find the best play too. Well, I think the 6 is going to hit. I don't think we're worried about generating timing yet, but he's going to pause to think about that. He could just make the 10 point as well. That must be pretty strong. No way to escape without hitting. But I'm not sure it looks like timing to me yet, being behind that prime or anything like that too. So I think I'm going to hit and continue. I like it.
That's part of my plan.
Any fans? Okay.
You'll see later.
Well, that's a good way to get timing, yeah. 4-1 just goes with a simple play. I don't see a ton of reason to slot the back, sure.
I'm gonna be here for a long time.
3-6 gets to hop out. That's a great shot. Has a chance at getting this time. So now I'm not sure how much Sanders going to want to hit the checker on the 16. It's getting a little bit like he might be able to create a back game out of this. Finds a simple play for distribution. Seems nice.
But not part of
Ooh,
my
that's
plan.
going to go from the 22, I think.
Before you had a plan that was based on double six.
Maybe this should be the plan. Yeah, why not 22 to 16 and make the board? This looks very strong, and now we have a strong 21-point
That
holding
looks
game.
pretty decent.
I think that was a good roll for Arnoud.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. You should stay all the way back on the 22 instead. Okay. Very close options. Threes. He's going to make a bid break contact. Makes sense. 3-2. What does he miss there? Oh, he can just clear the point instead. Okay. 3-2 gets the only mobility checker we have moving. Perfect. 4-1. He's going to keep it on the 3 instead of making a point. Okay. Not expecting contact or not hoping for it. Seems quite reasonable. 6-3. We're going to keep all our structure. Sure, he can start a point or play 6-3. 6-3 looks better to me for some reason. I don't know why. Not sure what difference there could be really. Sanders gonna think about the cube that he already sent. Okay. (3-1). Can this reasonably clear the 8? I don't think so. I think, yeah. I think we want that as a landing point for so many points outside, but it must be an option, yeah. They're pretty close. 6-1 is going to force 16 to 10, and then why not 6-5 for distribution? Sure, I like that. All those blots behind, he's not worried too much about being hit. 3-2, I think, can clear the 10, clear another blocking point. Well, he's going to think about hitting and covering against the 4-point board. I don't feel like that's the right idea.
It's legal.
But Arnoud would allow it. 6-4. We must not be in risk from the 16 still, so maybe that's creating good pressure. So he's doing really well to think about this. I guess 10-4 probably is better with it. Okay. I might have just instinctually played 16-10, 6-4. But this is a good heads-up play. I think it's actually generating useful contact now, where like a 6-3, some 6 might not be able to clear when it wanted to, when we stay back there. XG likes getting rid of that blot. Okay, they're all pretty close, but I really, now that we look at it for a while, I really prefer that 10-4, 6-2. Okay, plus prefers it too. Leaving the anchor seems pretty big. I'm not sure why we want to do that. We're still down in the race and such, so. But it actually registers as pretty close. Wow. Does it come out on plus too? Only 36. With these 3 blots behind him, he's just like not scared at all and doesn't want to give up any race or risk cracking things like this. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. We'll see what he finds, but a 10-4, 6-2 play is just fits all the strategic ideas. Good opportunity to do it. I like that a lot. We just like to keep the anchor for longer when we're down in the race too, just to generate contact for longer. After spending all his time on this, I really hope he finds the heads-up play. Gonna play into the 6 instead and not prepare for contact at all. Okay, I mean, they're all super close, it's fine. 6-4 was gonna play the same either way, so no loss there, really. 6-4.
Same shit.
I think we gotta. You can't run here down in the race, so just in and cover. Why not? Whoa, he can run. What? Oh, the 3 blots behind again. This really surprises me. I down 10 pips in the race. I have no idea why we want to break contact when it's not really destructive
Double
to
twos could be like
play
the
in and
only
cover 62.
funky number.
Very quick.
Players giving some insight about that. Yeah, which point to clear, he's asking himself. Why not from the rear? I don't see a reason to leave a gap. sure. I mean, it doesn't look good either way. It's a funny play to spend some time on, too. He's going to take a picture of it. Yeah, some of these, when you start to get ideas, you want to see how far out of line you're getting thinking about this, stuff like that. I'm surprised, actually, the winning percentage is dramatically different between these. And the gammon's not that much, but the equity runs really close. Not sure why that would be. 3-2. Just going to play for racing distribution, even though he's quite a bit down in the race now. I think he needs the contact. And 5-2, the way he plays it, allows him to even out on top, have his sets working. So doesn't prefer to have a checker on the ace, but a little better distribution than other options. Arnoud's going to get ready with his board. And 6-2, does it clear safely? Okay, no shot this time. 3-3. Is he stuck going? I think he's down in the race too much to leave now, for sure. But he's instantly going for that back checker. It's not too bad. Interesting. I wouldn't be thinking that way. 6-6, okay. Sander wants to do his best to win a gammon. 5-3, 2 in. That's going to end that idea. Guess still some winning chances? I don't know. Tough one now.
You had 4 deuce or? Was it
Yeah,
eagle or?
yeah, 4. Yeah, because I played 4 and I took a 2
I
off.
thought you could get it
Yeah,
out.
fair enough. 4 and a 2
Okay, I
off.
thought you took it out.
Maybe it's gonna matter. Don't roll 4 deuce again.
Looking like a 2-point win for Sander to take him to 8 away, 15 away with a decent lead.
That's when I ask for a break usually.
He's gonna.
Right.
I think so.
You need a break?
A little bit. 5 minutes.
I was gonna ask for a break too.
A little one-sided. Little one-sided.
Oh, cool.
Put this in the cup.
The players take a break. I guess that seems like a good place to pause it.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow on this then. Well, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow for you. Whatever. I'll come back in a part 2 on this match for sure, and wrap up and see how the rest of it ends. You might know who wins already. But exciting stuff so far. Sander playing pretty sharp. Just 1 or 2 big blunders there. Arnaud, I had him mixed up at first. I hope that didn't confuse people too much. But yeah, this is exciting running up to the UBC too to kind of get more idea of how Sander's playing and kind of see more familiar with his play. And I heard there is some interesting decisions in the cube toward the end of the match. So yeah, I just personally really wanted to see this, so I'm excited to be doing some commentary on it. And before I sign off, just want to put up my information up again. I did get this Adjusting to Match Play book finally written and published, so check it out on Amazon if you're interested in that. There's a description on there of everything in it too. And yeah, come find me on Facebook and YouTube. Let me know if you want to take lessons, anything like that. And I will be back with the rest of this match. There's an hour and 45 left to go, but they're on a 5-minute break, so probably more like an hour and 38, maybe less. Who knows? Maybe there's another break in there that we can skip. But yeah, and we'll keep doing more of these commentary videos as I get chances to do them too. Thanks for joining me. Always appreciate everyone watching these. Like the channel, subscribe. Mate doing good work, so support him however you can too. And we'll be back soon. Bye, everybody.